What looked amazing in the ads but turned out to be useless after you bought it? Anything that is supposed to remove hair permanently, or restore it permanently, cries in testosterone. When I was like 6 or so, there was a commercial for Transformers underwear that came out just before Christmas where the kids wearing them could transform. Monsieur. They were the only thing that I asked for Christmas that year. I forget what my parents' Santa got me, but I distinctly remember being disappointed that it wasn't Transformers underwear. Later that day, my grandparents showed up, and when I opened the Transformers underwear they got me, it was by far the most excited I have ever or will ever be in my life. I went to the bathroom and put them on, then went back into the living room and proceeded to try to transform in front of my family while they laughed at me. I remember my grandfather joking, "Maybe you need to plug them in first." Quote. That is easily the most let down I have ever been by a commercial. Greater than, "Maybe you need to plug them in first." Grandpa coming through in the clutch with a dad joke. It was a granddad joke. Grandpad. Bought one for my tech-illiterate mom-in-law for Christmas. Spent 3 days trying to set it up with tech support before admitting it was a piece of $200 crap. Ended up returning it and customizing an older Android tablet for her. Made it so she couldn't install or buy anything without a password. Hid all the system controls so you can't find them without search. Then hid search. Installed only the few apps she needed and hid and disabled the rest. Made it so I could remotely update and change things from my iPad. Installed a better keyboard for her eyes and we were good to go. Her favorite apps are Bingo and YouTube, where she watches nature videos all day. She has a radio installed and an app for local news. Edit. Holy panda poop. I woke up to so many replies. Okay, I'ma try to get to everyone. Hang on. There's a home market for that. Especially if you incorporate video calling. I've seen lots of tablets geared towards seniors, but none of them seem to really nail the concept. Old people don't like products aimed at old people because they make them feel old and incapable. Old people just want something they can use. It's a fine line, but it can make all the difference in the success of a product. It's like how the Dodge Magnum was marketed as a vehicle for middle-aged dads who need some fun in their lives. That may have indeed been their target audience, but they were too blatant about it. Now, whenever I see someone driving a Dodge Magnum, I just imagine the driver is a lame dad who never has any fun. Not the best image for a product. Subaru got it right. They didn't specifically target lesbians, but the marketing they did resonated with a lot of lesbians nonetheless. The same should apply to things like tablets. Make one that old people would want to use, but don't market it as a tablet for old people. Edit. Apparently Subaru did target lesbians in their marketing, but they weren't overt or blatant about it. It was more of a dog whistle. Slap chop. Tried slicing already sliced apples and it just broke. Fuck you, Vince. Fuck yes. I bought one and it fucking broke on the first slap. Now I've gotta chop things with a knife like a fucking chump. When I was a kid, I remember seeing a commercial about a remote control car that could drive on the walls. Of course I was fucking amazed. Turns out it was a 10 centimeters long car that had a vacuum system built in. Made a lot of noise and was super slow. Yep, and half the time it would just fall off the wall. I hate chopping vegetables, so I bought one of those automatic things they show on TV. A whole diced onion in 30 seconds. It mainly just mushed everything and got clogged up and took forever to clean. Turns out a knife and cutting board is easier. The slap chop? I used to see ads for those things all the dang time. Slap my nuts. You're going to love my nuts. I have a new treadmill and elliptical I can sell you. But where will you hang clothes? Right, my clothes hang on the right side of the treadmill, my wife's are on the left. I was gonna say, hop on the treadmill, fatty, but then you said you're married. Fuck it, us married dudes aren't trying to impress anyone. Showing my age here. One Christmas when I was a kid, I was dying to get the electronic football game. Opened up my presents and there it was. Got it set up and plugged it in and the bastards just vibrated all over the place and fell over. That's first down. Set up all 22 players again for second down. Rattle hum hum splat. Same thing. You can see where this is going. Never played the damn thing again. There were these things called bendaroos that I would often see on TV as a kid. They were these bendy things you could stick together and build stuff out of. And they looked so cool. My cousin bought a pack of them and invited me to play with her. The bendaroos turned out to be these pathetic waxy sticks that you could not really build with. They didn't bend easily. They didn't really stick together. But damn did they make your hands and everything else around sticky. I picked these up for my son years ago and I swear he got two out. Tried to stick them together. Twisted them. Screwed them into something resembling a twine ball and walked away. The whole box sat in the end cupboard looking unopened for about 6 years, and every year I went to get the Christmas decorations out I'd see them and think, what the bloody hell are those? Single quote. I'd remember, shrug and leave them be for another year LMAO. And here I thought your story was gonna end with you using them to make some cool DIY Christmas decorations. There was this Hamwich ad commercials specially addressed to kids. It was saying that if you take a bite you go on an adventure. It also showed the kid that ate it teleporting into a spaceship and going on a space adventure. Bought it in. It was just a regular Hamisphere. What a fucking letdown. Petty pause. That rotary nail file for dogs. It would have taken at least 20 minutes of filing per nail. And no dog is going to hold still that long. What a waste of money. Was it just a Dremel? We have always used those for our dogs. 15 minutes total. Must have been cheaply built, I'm assuming. Yeah, it's a really awful Dremel. An ultrasonic dishwasher device. You fill up a sink, add some liquid soap and turn on the USB-powered ultrasonic vibrator device that will peel off any dirt from your dishes. All you need to do is rinse after 5 minutes. Total flop. It turns out we don't have that tech yet, and it would waste too much water. Edit. I meant we don't have the tech for home dishwashers. Ultrasonic cleaners are well used in the industry. That's why I bought it thinking it would work the same. That sounds like the kind of thing that will shake your sink out of your counter. We do have the technology. It is just not practical for home uses. I worked at a place that used ultrasonic tanks to remove baked-on oil from helicopter transmission coolers. Tooth whitening kit. Comes with some gel and a blue LED thing you put in your mouth for a few minutes twice a day. Used it for 2 weeks with absolutely no change. 30 euros down the drain. Be glad it didn't work. The way how these tooth whitening stuff work is kinda harmful for your teeth. Edit. It doesn't actually hurt your teeth very much. Just can make it really sensitive. Thanks for correcting me. The inaudible to humans cat deterrent devices you're supposed to be able to hide in your garden. It was really loud and piercing and utterly ineffective. I eventually gave up and got a cat. Now only one cat poos in my flower beds, which is an improvement, and I know what he eats. I think for these it depends on how old you are, and therefore how good your hearing is. The neighbors at my mom's place have one, and it's such an annoying high-pitched sound to me. But my mom and the neighbors, 50 plus, apparently don't hear it at all. What an awful business model. Humans asterisk can't hear it? Asterisk humans aged 48 and over with profound high-frequency hearing loss. Your neighbors in their 30s will probably throw bricks through your windows in response to our product. But they're not real people yet, so fuck monsieur. One of those Dyson fans. It looked awesome, you could your arm through it. It was expensive, loud, overly bright LED. Collected dust like a mofo, and worst part was that it blew with the capacity of a pack a day. Asthmatic smoker. A drone. So cool. Fly around and look at stuff from above. Then what? Don't use it? Pain in the ass to carry around and set up. My sister got a really cheap one for her birthday one year that had been previously owned by someone. She was flying it fairly high and I guess it lost connection or something because it just took off into the sky. I'm sure it eventually crash-landed somewhere, but our house was surrounded by forests so we never saw it again. Might still be hanging out in a tree branch somewhere. My neighbor's kid had that issue. He kept flying it really high and it just kept going off into the sunset, or the busy road nearby. Who knows? I felt so bad. Helped him look for it, as he had just gotten it that day. But we never found it and his mom was so angry. Somewhere in some lonely farm an old man is wondering why these flying robots keep dropping onto his roof. Then what, you ask? Why? You steer it into the pool accidentally and have to dive to retrieve it. Of course the battery is shot now. So you tear the fucker apart and order a new battery. Make sure to leave all of the parts strewn over a work surface while the battery takes 8 weeks to arrive from China, only to find out it's the wrong size. Continue to leave parts strewn across work surface, collecting surprising amounts of dust, while also complaining how cluttered the house is. Courtesy of my husband. I feel you. That screen door cover with magnets so you or your dog could go in and out as you please without letting bugs in. Made with the cheapest possible materials that would rip immediately. Shit, I was just saying yesterday that I wanted to get one of those things for my apartment. If you're crafty, you could make your own. This thing on Amazon for back pain. It's like a mat that you lay on covered in plastic spikes. It's uncomfortable at first but supposed to increase blood flow to the area. A lot of people swear by it but it didn't do shit for me. I returned it. I have one of these. Bought a cheap one just because I wanted to know how bad it was. Laying on it feels like sunburn. Getting up off it feels like peeling off sunburn. But then about 30 seconds after I sit up I get this intense relaxation feeling flow down my whole back. So good. That said, my partner can't stand it and thinks I may be a psychopath for being able to withstand it. Cutting off the circulation to an area of your body will result in a following relaxing flow when the circulation returns. Kinda like how taking a good shit makes you feel better. I bought shotguns for my sister thinking she would play with them. She lost them all in a day. A family friend bought this expensive pack of Sonic figures that had around 10 characters for my little brother. They were designed really well, but my brother managed to break most of them that same night. Still feel kinda bad. You can tell it easily cost over $50. A bike which folded about as compact as one of those cloth camping chairs. I went to the mall and bought one from the As Seen on TV store. Warning sign I chose to ignore. It had crappy silicone rubber wheels, like rollerblades but bigger, and was direct drive. The cogs slipped on even the slightest of hills, making it less than useless in my city. Also, the seat was uncomfortable and made it feel like all your weight was on your tailbone. Fired that bugger on Craigslist and it was gone for almost what I paid within hours. To my surprise, I was honest about why I didn't want it. Buyer didn't seem to care. I find when I tell people everything that is wrong with stuff I'm selling on CL that they want it more. It's weird, like they think you are trying to scam them by telling them not to buy stuff. Everything I bought as a young child from a mail-order dope shop. That includes asterisk X-ray specs that were not in any way X-ray. If I remember correctly, it had plastic reed thread in the eyepieces of a cardboard glasses frame. Asterisk handshake electric shock. This was just a wind-up thing that buzzed when your victim pressed a button. It was so bulky and obvious. Mounted in the palm of your hand. Asterisk Wonder Pets. Backslash. Edit. Named Sea Monkeys in most other places. Need I say any more? The advertisement in the catalog had cartoon animals. These were barely visible specks of dust. Asterisk fake dog turd. This mostly looked convincing. Apart from the flat area on top from the plastic molding manufacturing process. As long as you didn't look at that, it was convincing. One item that did live up to the advertisement in that mail-order joke shop catalog was the fake chewing gum. Here the outer part did look very similar to the real band, and when you pulled out the fake piece of gum, a mousetrap mechanism would slam hard onto your index finger. That was actually painful, and delivered on the promise and did work. OMG. I purchased almost the same lineup as a kid. There was actually a joke shop in our mall, so I got to see these items before purchase and still managed to make these questionable financial investments. I also got fake barf that was clearly just badly poured silicone, itching powder prank, fart-flavored candy, and a disappearing ink pen that didn't always disappear. Childhood in the 80s was weird. Man, I loved going to our mall joke shop in the 70s to 80s. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.